Shread, International Editor of the Cyber Express, and this podcast is coming to you from the Black Hat Security Conference in collaboration with Suraksha Catalyst. With me to discuss mental health and burnout in security leadership are Ashok Kakani, CISO of Compunnel, and Puneet, Thapiyal, CISO of Pomelo Care. Welcome, gentlemen. It's great to be here with you.
Thank you.
All right. Ashok, let's start with you. So security is such a high-stress job. What can security pros do to avoid burnout?
So primarily what we try to do is that to spend good quality time with family, and then also primarily we try to say Friday afternoon is more of a relaxed one. So where we don't have project-related stuff, but more of a team building and things like that. So
yeah, interesting. Any thoughts, Puneet?
Yeah, I mean, Ashok is absolutely right. Setting those boundaries really important. Not being available 24/7, which is a tendency of many security leaders. So important to figure out a plan to be offline and set a tone for your team as well accordingly. That's probably the biggest way to avoid burnout. I would add few more things as a general strategy would be, looking at delegating and empowering your team and not playing like the hero of the team, being available for every incident, every escalated issue. Also helps in reducing stress and possibly avoiding burnout as you have long tenures as part of your leadership roles.
Yeah, that's a good point. One of the things that I've noticed in this field is that people feel like they have to know everything. Like they've got to be like gods or something like that. So there's a lot of pressure to really be at the top in this field. So.
yeah, you cannot be a subject matter expert on everything, right? So you need to rely on your team, trust your team, and then give them responsibility and accountability. So that way you're actually building your successor in the team, and also primary make sure that there is no single point of failure. Because if you are in the middle of every decision, that means you become the single point of failure. So we have to avoid that. And then in our team, I try to have that called a mandatory time off. So at that particular time, they cannot even connect to the system. So that will help in eliminating the single point of failure and also reduce the stress, because if you are the person who is of a single point of failure, you cannot have a peaceful sleep because you will be expecting that anytime I can get a call. So if you are able to have that redundancy or a backup, eliminating the single point of failure, then even the team members is not worrying about if you are on leave.
Yeah. A lot to add to that would be, in terms of building a little bit of a inner circle of other CISOs outside the company, so you could lean on them, vent off, brainstorm ideas, some kind of support system for you as a security leader, so that you don't run into situations of burnout, and you have a set of peers who are there to help you. Very important to invest in that.
Yeah, true. That's a good point. You definitely want to share info as much as you can. That would be a great thing for the whole industry.
Yeah, you have to be part of multiple ISAC groups, right? For each department, there is a separate ISAC community, so you can be part of it. And then I also encourage people to be part of individual forums. Each and every tool and technology have a forum where you can actually start communicating and collaborating with the team, so that you are not trying to reinvent a wheel, right? If somebody would have already solved the problem, work with with the product companies, and then build a liaison, so that you get the right support when needed. So sometimes people buy the product, but they don't buy the right support model, which will also add stress to the individual. Rather, when you buy the product, you also add additional services to it, so that way you get the right support when needed.
Puneet, let's ask you, what can CISOs and other security leaders do to boost the morale and mental health of their teams?
Excellent question, Paul. The team has to have really high efficiency. They need to be world class. They need to be delivering the best, and they can do it only if they are also mentally as acute as the rest of the company. So I think the biggest thing is modeling kind of sustainable, healthy behaviors as a security leader is really, really important to take enough PTOs on time, not be overworking, set an example for the team, set times when you are offline after no replying emails, midnight, 3 a.m. kind of thing. Those are set bad examples for the team, and they've try to match and strive for that 24/7 kind of availability, which causes a lot of burnout for the team. So you need to, as a leader, you need to model really good behavior so the team gets motivated. They feel permission to follow a similar style of working. That's, I think, the most important bit. Other than that, when you delegate, build a habit of delegating and trusting your team, because it's not just reducing, as the leader, reducing your workload and making the company more sustainable. It also helps the team in their overall kind of mental peace of sorts, because nobody wants to be like drowning in reactive work and taking tasks from the leader. They want to feel more autonomous. They need to feel their life is in their control. So delegating helps in that. In some ways, I tell my team that empowering your team, empowering my team members is one of the perfect antidotes to burnout. It kind of helps them be more motivated, and the morale goes up.
Yeah. Any thoughts?
So, few things which I normally ask them to validate is how many hours they are spending on meetings. So, reduce the number of meetings they need to have. If they are not contributing, they don't need to be there in the meeting. And then, if there is a 1 hour meeting, if the task is done in 10 minutes, they can leave, right? So, they don't need to wait for the whole session. So what I also try to do is split the meeting. So if there is a whole meeting, they can come in that particular time slot and then they can leave, right? So that way we are just giving back some time so that they can do all the work they have to do within that business hours, so that they are not straining themselves. So that will be something to start with. And then the second one is primarily, right, how can you help them satisfy with their work, right? So primarily enabling them for more certifications or sending them for security conferences, actually, right, guiding them, right, identifying a mentor where I think primarily that each and every of my employee will have a senior mentor within the group or outside the group, so whom they can reach out to whenever they are stressed out, so they have a leaning shoulder. So that way anytime when they have a problem, they can call them, they can get the right support needed, because that's where they get that, okay, I don't need to worry about, I don't need to carry all the load by myself. There is somebody to support me.
That's a really good point, actually. Yeah, I mean, building your staff up is definitely something you want to do, just to let them know that they're valued.
Right, and then plan for a skip level meeting, lunch meetups, not the technical meetups, more of a skip level, where they have an opportunity to showcase their success. So CISO talking to a fourth level person gives them so much confidence that, okay, my work is getting recognized. So a lot of CISOs doesn't know like who is in the third level, right? Who is actually doing the last mile work. If you are able to eliminate those layers and have CISOs talk to them, right? Maybe a monthly meeting, right? Skip level meetings, that gives them confidence that, okay, whatever the work they are doing is getting recognized. Because as we go up the ladder, the information gets lost. So, but if they have an opportunity to present themselves, I think that gives more confidence, and they are also happy about it. Mental health, if your mental health is good, then you can spend a quality time. You can do the work in faster time. If your mental health is not good, you may do a 2-hour work for 20 hours. So how do you bring that back so that they can do the work much more faster and efficient? So which is what you right. And then sometimes what I do is the engineering team is actually working with operations team, so they understand the pain, so that they build the right solution around that. So that way, it's more of a collaboration, making them work with the business and then understand their challenges. Because if you don't understand their pain, you cannot build a solution which is going to be supportive for everybody.
Yeah. This is such an important point. The recognition bit is so important. I want to add to that. One of the things in security team, security industry as a whole, within the company, within an organization, is we have to deal with this phenomena of no news is good news. If security team is not talking, that's good news. But then it leads to the situation where we don't get enough chances, enough forums in the company to do recognition for the team, because most of the team's work is behind the scenes. It's silent. It's taking care of security events, and until there's something breaks or some incident happens, most of the work is not recognizable. So we need to really, as leaders, we need to invest in recognizing both big wins and small wins, which is so important for the team in terms of not going into burnout. They feel that their value, their work is valued, they have a place in the company, and they're making a difference.
Yeah, interesting. So what has helped you the most? Is there like any one thing that's really worked?
So primarily, I think when I talk to my team, primarily is that, okay, so you, from the company perspective, you are a headcount, so you are replaceable. So don't think that that you are irreplaceable, and then try to do everything by yourself. Have a quality time, and then make sure that you are doing the thing the right way. So that way, right, so you're not stressing yourself, and then you don't try to be a hero or a superman, right? So that is not real. So try to be yourself, do what you can, and then don't overstress yourself.
Yeah. For me, what's worked the most is, of course, just changing the mindset from being the hero of all situations to more into the delegation, more than be comfortable with it. Building a good world-class team so that you are comfortable delegating as well. But the other really, really important thing I want to share is to normalizing self-care and mental health, and talking about therapy, getting into therapy, coaching is really important. For me, one of the most important things that has worked is the executive coaches that I've been lucky to work with, who help shape my thinking, growing from like a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset helps a lot in your perspective, to how you look at your daily job, how you show up as a leader. So normalizing it, destigmatizing, talking about mental health is really, really important. It also adds to your team, where once you are modeling these healthy behaviors, the team also feels comfortable. They feel like they have the permission to also pursue similar things and talk about it, and they feel a little bit of psychological safety as a team, where they feel like, oh yeah, I can raise my hand, I can say, hey, I feel overwhelmed and I need a little bit of space, a little bit of time, and how do we go about it? So that, I think, has helped me a whole lot in my career as grow into leadership positions.
Yeah. Wow. I just want to say that the both of you sound like great bosses. So you have some lucky people working for you. So,
Thank you
for their great insights today. Gentlemen, it's been great to have you. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.